Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
I'm reaching my dreams with GUT. They're the ones for me. I'm reaching my dreams with GUT. They're the ones for me. Since 1983, they've been serving the country, and we like all their financing, giving the people what they want, what they need, what they love. Come and join the family that's here for you all the way, from birth to graduation, your first job to your home and your car through your golden years.
The GT Credit Union has been actively supporting nation building through its many sponsorships and the programs including Financial Literacy Quiz, Pass the Torch Calypso Program, Junior Cooperatives in Secondary Schools, CPEA, and the TAMCC Grants. The credit union has helped many people make their dreams come true. Let them help you with yours. You don't have to be a teacher to be a member. So what are you waiting for?
GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
Welcome to the GBN Television News for today, Wednesday, June 24, 2020. I'm Odette Campbell. Coming up in the news this evening, a string of suicides in St. Patrick moved the Alliance of Evangelical Churches to stage intervention in the parish. Proposed merger of Nutmeg and Cocoa Associations receiving unfavorable feedback. Man arrested for the brutal murder of Barbadian photojournalist, which was an employee of the Grenada Broadcasting Network sister company. And coming up in sports this evening, Chris Gayle opts out of CPL 2020 owing to personal reasons. In Around the Globe, Minister calls on Barbadians to confront pervasive and systemic racism. We'll bring you the details of these and other stories right after this message.
Hi, I'm Francis Urias Peters. I'm a good listener, and K105 has always been a great source of education and entertainment. Now, while the station name may have changed over the years, it has always provided valuable information which enabled me as a playwright to document and to celebrate our history, our behavior, and our achievements. K105 is my choice. It's the national station.
Welcome to the news at 7. First segment this evening. First off, the GCNA-GCA proposed merger is getting very little love. Some nutmeg and cocoa farmers are not pleased with the government's move to merge the associations and liberalize the sectors. The National Democratic Congress is calling it a hijack. The government says it's not cast in stone, it's only in the form of a draft bill. Sherry and Blackman-Stephen is following the developments.
Chairman of the Nutmeg Association, Leo Cato, says he sees no changes happening soon as it relates to government's proposals to merge the Grenada Cocoa Association and the Grenada Cooperative Nutmeg Association. In an exclusive interview with GBN on Tuesday, Cato scoffed at talks of a June deadline to make changes to the two boards of directors. Cato spoke to GBN about government's proposal and farmers' unwillingness to accept the proposal.
The government is proposing a merger of the two associations. And along with that, so yes, in the case of the GCNA, would no longer be there. Farmers would be able to sell nutmeg overseas or do whatever they want with their cocoa on their own. That is in essence what they have proposed to the association. They have to know what is going to happen in the merger. What does the new arrangement look like? What are the pros and the cons of the merger?
Cato said farmers have questions they need answered before the merger can be tossed at them. Many farmers are in opposition to the proposed merger following several area meetings.
I believe one of the rationale that the government is instituting this merger is liberalization, and I am afraid that that could result in our brand being impacted upon if everybody is allowed to just obtain a license and sell nutmegs.
Naileen Joseph, a delegate of St. Andrew, says she opposes the proposed changes as she sees it as an attempt by government to hijack both associations and give full power to Agriculture Minister Yolan Bain-Harsford.
I cannot understand why it is that under the old organization, which gives the minister tremendous authority, why it is that an intervention in relation to changes were not discussed with the GCNA, especially as the ministry is represented by 3 persons on the board. And I have not been provided, I do not know what's the empirical evidence that drove this new merger and what are the benefits. How do we know that there are going to be any significant changes? And why I appreciate the fact that farmers must have a share in our association and certain changes are needed. I do not believe that is going to be achieved under this proposed merger.
The issue has attracted the attention of the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, which also sees the move as attempts by government to hijack the GCNA and the GCA. The NDC, in a press release issued, said this latest move by the NMP administration is not motivated by what is in the best interest of the nutmeg and cocoa farmers of Grenada, but rather to advance the private interests of a few. NDC is calling on government to abandon the proposed merger and work with farmers with a view of strengthening, not dismantling the current structures. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Elvis Moraine, said it's unfortunate that the document was leaked.
I could understand why maybe the farmers are upset, because we didn't get to that stage yet of engaging the farmers, but the bill was in the meetings, and it's very unfortunate that we find ourselves in that way, but that is where we are. The cabinet has not made a final decision as it relates to how the process is going to happen, the merger and so on, and we are still in that stage where we are preparing.
A series of area meetings have been completed with nutmeg farmers throughout the country. Meetings with cocoa farmers are yet to begin. Government has formed a merger committee comprised of Chairman of the GCNA Board, Leo Cato, Chairman of the GCA Board, Christopher Williams, Magistrate Teddy St. Louis, Derek Charles, a national specialist at ICA Grenada, and Rebecca Jones Pinnock. Cherry and Blackburn Stephen, GBN News.
The Alliance of Evangelical Churches is about to stage an intervention in St. Patrick. This following the parish being shaken by 3 cases of suicides in quick succession. The mission, dubbed United Prayer for St. Patrick, was announced earlier today during a virtual press conference. GBN's Christelina John has that story.
Within 2 weeks during the month of April, 3 cases of suicide rocked the parish of St. Patrick. And again, in the past 2 weeks, there were reports of 2 cases of attempted suicide in the same parish, all young men. Setting aside denominational differences, the Alliance of Evangelical Churches is collaborating with churches in St. Patrick's to provide spiritual intervention. Beginning this Saturday, there will be what is deemed United Prayer for St. Patrick. Rose Hill will be their first stop. Diane Roberts, chairperson on the Board of Elders in Riverside St. Patrick's, says their hearts were touched when they heard of the suicide. Roberts explains this weekend's mission as a time for repentance and spiritual warfare, coming up against the spirit of death.
In collaboration with Youth with a Mission, YWAM, and all of our pastors and leaders in St. Patrick's, we are planning for this weekend the United Prayer for St. Patrick's. So this is going to be our first event, carded for this Saturday. It's going to start at 7 a.m. up until 9 a.m. in the morning. And the vision of this is really to, again, combine our forces, combine our strengths, combine our resources, and begin to go in one voice, seeking and calling on the name of God to have his kingdom that is declared in heaven for our parish to be manifested on earth among our various communities. So what we're really heading for is to see the lives and hearts of our people in St. Patrick change and turn to Jesus, because we know this is really our only hope.
Pastor Devon Rashi, president of the AEC, says those acts should not be viewed lightly, as they may derive from other underlying issues.
But when you see the threat of suicide that we have seen in the last couple of weeks, you cannot ignore that there may be some deep underlying spiritual issues that are impacting what we have been seeing. And therefore, when you have spiritual issues, sometimes they are manifested in the physical. And as such, we see the need to deal with this from a multifaceted type of approach, which, as I mentioned, would begin with the need to look at the spiritual dimension. Obviously, there be need to look at the psychological dimension, and there may be need to look at other areas that is causing a level of hopelessness.
Pastor Rashi says the church have been providing support to people during the lockdown as a means of easing the level of hopelessness some may have been experiencing. Pastor Rashi is seeking volunteers to form a counseling committee, which he hopes to launch by August this year.
As part of the strategic plan of the Alliance, our intention have always been to establish a commission of Christian counselors. There are many counselors who have been trained nationally, professionally, and many of these persons are members of our churches. And this situation that we are confronted with reminds us of the need to pull together our counseling professionals who can come alongside the church leaders to render support to communities and members in need alike.
Bishop Dave King explains what will be happening on Saturday.
We have planned to go to the community of Rose Hill on Sunday, that's Sunday coming. We have already spoken with the pastors in the area. We have taken the initiative to go to the community, to walk through the community, talk to a couple of persons, invite them to the playing field, where we would conclude with prayer and singing and thanksgiving to the Lord as a church. So I am here today to just talk about the initiative and to say to the people of St. Patrick, all is not lost, and to the community of Rose Hill, we stand in support to you at this time, and also in support of the effort of the Royal Grenada Police Force.
People are invited to join the Alliance of Evangelical Churches and other churches in St. Patrick for Saturday's mission. Christelina John, GBN News.
It's been a tough week thus far for journalists in Grenada and some other Caribbean islands, especially Barbados. They are reflecting on the life of a young journalist who has been killed in the line of duty. 25-year-old Christoph Griffith, a photojournalist from the Nation newspaper, which is a sister company of the GBN, was brutally murdered while covering an assignment on Monday. Griffith and a 51-year-old maintenance worker, Glenroy James, were chopped to death. Head of News and Current Affairs at Starcom, Stetson Babb, has been providing us with updates.
An arrest has been made in relation to yesterday's grisly killing of two men, one of them a young Nation newspaper photographer. The homicide, apparently a cutlass attack, occurred on the compound of the now disused former official residence of the Anglican Bishop of Barbados. The police officers at the Criminal Investigations Department have in custody a male who is assisting with the investigation of the double homicide. This, amidst reports, the alleged attacker might have been a homeless man that had taken up residence on the compound. The current Anglican bishop, the Right Reverend Michael Maxwell, confirms a vagrant had been spotted on the property and said efforts had been made to restrict access.
And our condolences to the family and to our colleagues in the media fraternity on the island of Barbados. And staying there for a while, the former chairman of CLECO Barbados, Leroy Paris, has been granted bail after appearing in court this morning charged with fraud. Paris appeared in the District A criminal court in handcuffs and was accompanied by 2 police officers from the Financial Investigation Unit, also called the Fraud Squad. He appeared before Magistrate Christy Coffey Sargent and was granted bail in the sum of 1.5 million Barbadian dollars. Mr. Paris was taken into custody 2 days ago as the police probed financial dealings at the now-defunct CLECO Insurance Company. The investigation related to 3.3 million Barbadian dollars that was allegedly paid out of the company as legal fees and then allegedly transferred to another company. The case has been widely followed in Grenada and other Caribbean islands since hundreds of policyholders lost their investments in CLECO when the company collapsed a few years ago. Our sister station in Barbados, Starcom, is following those developments and will continue to provide us with updates, and we'll bring you those as they become available. This is News at 7. Coming up, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell recognizes public servants, and seismologists at UWI says no need for alarm at this stage over Jenny volcano. Do stay with us.
Free groceries for 1 year when you shop at the food fair. Up to $8,400 in groceries. Every $50 spent between June 15th and September 30th gives you the opportunity to enter into the grand prize draw for October 9th, 2020. Third prize, free groceries for 3 months. Second prize, free groceries for 6 months. And the grand prize, free groceries every month for 1 year. There will be exciting giveaways monthly. Food fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets. This promotion is sponsored by Food Fair Supermarket, Dutch Lady, Chief, Promo, Danny, and Supreme. Social distancing and hygienic protocols will be maintained at all times.
Grenlec is pleased to advise that all services have been resumed. We invite you to make an appointment with us by email at customersupport@grenlec.com, WhatsApp on 473-405-6931, or call 237. Select option 3, extension 311. When making an appointment, please provide your customer name, telephone number, service required, and the customer care center you would like to visit. You will be contacted within 2 business days to confirm your appointment. Together, we can keep each other safe. Together, we will smile again. Our superheroes are all among us. They don't wear capes nor have superpowers. In fact, they appear to be quite ordinary. They are the ones who provide us with food. They are our farmers, our grocery store workers, our vendors. They are our fishermen. They are the ones who heal us, our doctors and medical practitioners. They are the ones who protect us, our police officers. They are all the other essential workers who make this period bearable. And how can we forget our teachers, dedicated to educating our children no matter the circumstance? To everyone who is doing their part to make sure the wheel keeps turning, Ariza says, thank you.
It's new, innovative and classy, and it cut above the rest. Your one-stop shop for bathtubs, kitchenette, customized doors and windows, and even a new paint job. We also sell quartz and solid surface countertops. At M&N Hardware, we offer best prices, excellent service, efficiency, and reliability. Visit us at Dusty Highway, Grandin, St. George, or call telephone number 440-6757. M&N Hardware, from foundation to roof. Let's build together.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, You're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Is your business really ready this hurricane season? One of these businesses thinks they're ready. The other one is really ready. Business A used the MUI preparedness checklist. Business B didn't follow any checklist. Business A created a disaster preparedness plan, and practice drills make it easy to remember. Business B knows it's hurricane season but doesn't quite have a plan. Business A chats with their friendly Massey United insurance rep to check their deductible and ensure their coverage is adequate. She protects important documents and keeps duplicates off-site. Business B hasn't checked her insurance policy in a while. She protects important documents but forgot to make duplicates to be kept safe off-site. Let Massey United Insurance help you get ready this hurricane season. Download our helpful hurricane and disaster guide today.
Paying is faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press Consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
And welcome back. It's Action Today, Impact Tomorrow. Innovating and transforming public services and institutions to realize the SDGs. The theme to observe International Public Service Day, which was observed yesterday. Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Keith Mitchell, in his address to the nation on the occasion, recognized the hard work put in by the nation's public servants during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Prime Minister cites this period as another test of the resilience of the society, the economy, and the capacity of the government to respond and make decisions and get them right.
COVID-19 has thrust the public service into the spotlight, creating the catalyst for change. Change which is only possible through the commitment and dedication of the public officers. The role of the public officers comes with great responsibility, particularly in today's environment. Today, I challenge you to recognize that this change begins with each and every one of you. I challenge you also to see that a new future and to embrace it. This transformation is now a reality, and it has only just begun.
Dr. Mitchell urges the nation, especially public servants, to remain steadfast in the rebuilding process.
Future, my dear sisters and brothers, is now. Grenada's recovery and continued growth rely on your resilience, agility, innovation, and commitment to service. I will be asking more of you in the coming months as we work together to build our country back better and stronger. We are all in this together. We'll get through this together. And you must know that your hard work is seen and truly appreciated.
And we're moving on to tourism, where we find the minister says dialogue is ongoing between the government and regional travel entities, as serious consideration is being given toward increasing intra-Caribbean travel opportunities. GBN's Rena Pear is following that story.
Dr. Clarice Modest-Corwin was speaking on the Caribbean Tourism Organization's Zoom platform with communications specialist Johnson John Rose on Tuesday. Minister Corwin stated that at first the focus was on regional travel, but later measures were taken to include international travel. She said travel in the region is the lowest risk for Grenada, as most countries have been medically cleared from COVID-19, and as such, protocol for regional travel will be announced in the coming days.
Even though we court visitors from the global community internationally, I think we still have to look at inter-Caribbean travel. The Caribbean has been a significant source market for us, especially in certain seasonal activities like Carnival and so, and we welcome that. And given that, I know that on the table and being given serious consideration is the protocol for how we treat with our Caribbean neighbors, because they are the lowest, they present the lowest risk for us at this time.
The tourism minister says they have received information that some airlines are ready to resume flights to Grenada.
We had Inter-Caribbean Airlines, a company, and we had AMG, Airline Management Group, something like that, that is going to use a particular airline. They have singled out a few countries, of which Grenada is one, and they have suggested that because of the low incidence of the disease in our countries, they would want to start something. We have also been having dialogue with Liat. We never forget Liat. Liat has been our Caribbean Airlines for ever since.
For GBN News, I am Rina Pear reporting.
And now we're moving to this interesting story. There's no need to panic over Kikem Jenny at this time. And that's the word from seismologist Dr. Joan Latchman. During the past 2 weeks, the underwater volcano has shown increased signs of activity. The alert level remains at yellow. Let's get more in this report from Chrislina John.
Kikem Jenny has begun showing decreased signs of activity compared to last week when there were reports of increased activities. GBN on Monday reached out to Seismic Research Center at the University of the West Indies, Trinidad, and spoke with seismologist Dr. Joan Latchman. Dr. Latchman says intense elevation in activities began on June 6th, where a number of low-magnitude earthquakes were recorded at Kikem Jenny. However, she wants people to know there is no need to worry at this time.
It should be noted that Kikem Jenny in the past has erupted without precursory low-magnitude events. And that possibility with the Kikem Jenny is always there. So we may not see another intense elevation, and there could still be an eruption at the Kikem Jenny. But it should be noted that at this time, for any normal activity that we have had at the Kikem Jenny, it does not really pose a threat to residents. Residents may feel the eruption if it does occur in northern Grenada, but as it is considered too far below the surface of the sea to be a major concern at this time.
1.5-kilometer exclusion zone still remains, as Dr. Latchman explains. Even when Kikem Jenny is not active, it still poses potential danger.
Even when Kikem Jenny is not in a state of unrest, volcanoes, both terrestrial and submarine volcanoes, would manifest a phenomenon described as degassing. So you have gases coming off the various features within the system. In a terrestrial setting, that is something that wouldn't generally cause much concern unless it becomes very vigorous. But in a submarine setting, you can have these bubbles giving rise to a reduction in the buoyancy of the water around the Kikem Jenny. And you will remember from your physics general science days where you need to be able to displace your own weight in water to float. And if the buoyancy is significantly reduced, it can happen that ships in that area can sink.
The seismologist gave the assurance that information is relayed in a timely manner to the local disaster coordinator as soon as an upsurge is realized.
So the stations, the seismic stations that we have there have been installed, and they send their signals to us in real time. So we are seeing the signals, and if anything goes down, if we no longer see the signals, then we will contact the relevant people there to have a check on it. We are limited at this time because our borders are closed, and if a trip is required, that can't happen at this time. So that does put us at a little disadvantage when it comes to restoring a station that may not be a simple check by the facilitators that we have there. But currently we do have stations working and we can see the signals.
Kikamjani is an undersea volcano located 8 kilometers north of the island. It reaches a depth of approximately 180 meters. The volcano has erupted 12 times since 1939. Christina John, GBN News.
And moving to this story, members of the Grenada Poultry Association and officials from the Ministry of Agriculture have been meeting to try and develop ways to push the industry forward. Rena Pei has been looking at some of the suggestions.
The meeting held recently by the Ministry of Agriculture and the Grenada Poultry Association aimed to propel the poultry industry on a path to sustainability. Queries, concerns and ideas were put forward to ensure that the association continues on the right path to success. Minister for Agriculture Yolande Bain Hosford, in speaking to the executive members of the Poultry Association, stated that once the association's house is in order, prosperity will follow.
Coming out of this meeting, I expect us to decide on clear, actionable items. The ministry remains very committed to working with the association by providing tangible support. As a matter of fact, the ministry is developing a proposal to offer direct support to poultry farmers. However, it will be very difficult for the ministry to do so if the association doesn't get its house in order.
President of the association, Jason Phillip, thanked the ministry for coming together as the organization tackles some of the issues they are faced with.
As an organization, we have our fair share of challenges during normal times. These challenges have now been exacerbated because of the extenuating circumstances that we now face. And collectively, we need to find solutions so that we can move ourselves forward, move the association forward, and move the industry forward.
The coronavirus was an eye-opener for all sectors. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Elvis Moraine, encourages the association to let this be a turning point in getting things right going forward.
We have to ensure that this period provides us with an opportunity to do things better. And doing it better meaning that we can see all the pitfalls that happen now, but we are asking ourselves, God forbid, if there is another situation like that, would we be better, right? Positioned to go forward. And that's the kind of thinking we need to bring to bear, as we go along, not just for the Grenada Association of Poultry Producers, but all entities.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pei reporting.
And still ahead in the news at 7, connecting the dots between COVID-19 and alcohol consumption in Grenada leads to public awareness campaign. We'll tell you about that and other stories when we come back. Stay with us.
Attention, attention. Spice Gas makes it easy for you. This Spice Gas Retailers Network will deliver the cooking gas directly to your home. This Spice Gas bottles are lighter, cleaner, safer, explosion-proof, rust-free, translucent, allowing you to see how much gas is left in the bottle. Spice Gas bottles comes with guarantee seal. No seal, no deal. Call or WhatsApp Spice Gas now. 415-1446, 423-1446. Email sales@spicegas.net. We deliver Spice Gas Grenada, cooking safely.
Tropical shipping is fast and reliable. Always on time, safe and affordable. Friendly staff here to connect you. Tropical worldwide, you must get you. Shop online and you get it on time. Hassle free to meet your deadline. Consolidate any size, any load with Tropical shipping, so we ship everything. I can't wait to ship with Tropical. Can't wait. No package too big, too small. I cannot wait to ship with Tropical. No package too big, too small. Just ship with Tropical.
Local agents, George F. Huggins and Company, Grenada Limited. Telephone number 440-8787 or visit our website at www.tropical.com. Email us at grenadasales@tropical.com. Tropical Shipping, committed to island life.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
The Esplanade Mall, something for everyone. Go on a shopping spree today and experience some magic.
The Grenada Distillers Limited joins the government and people of Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique in the fight against COVID-19. Only together we can beat this pandemic. As a corporate citizen, we have temporarily stopped the production of rum, and our focus has been on the production of a sanitizing solution to assist in the fight against this dreadful pandemic. We have commenced free distribution to the senior citizens' homes, children's homes, and other vital organizations around the country, and made this product available to you at supermarkets and pharmacies island-wide. We encourage you to please listen and obey the guidelines issued by our health authority and the Royal Grenada Police Force. Together, and only together, we can beat COVID-19.
And Valley Pharmacy offers both wholesale and retail pharmaceutical and over-the-counter products. We have the most competitive and affordable prices. We are the agents for Vit Plus multivitamin for healthy everyday lifestyle and Sanatogen powder. Hills and Valley Pharmacy supplies the best quality, name brand clinical products such as Rescue Oil, Bio Oil, Neutrogena, Aveeno, and Clarisil. We offer the most convenient opening hours. Our telephone numbers are 435-6904 or 6903. Remember, at Hills and Valley Pharmacy, your health is our business. We care.
Now open, Hills and Valley Medicare Center, your one-stop for medical supplies, massage therapy, physiotherapy, and an in-house physician. At Hills and Valley, your health is our business.
Sale. All the outlets
hotspot outlets. You're going to go to the Carnage, the Grenville, or the Sutter's hotspot, and you get sales and deals on all items. You can get these on potato, you can get these on saltfish, onion, garlic, mackerel, toilet paper, and we even have the currants and the raisin at $10 per pound, lowest price island-wide. So people just come down or go up or go across, but just make sure and go to hotspots.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Now more than ever, Flow is working hard to keep you connected to the things that matter most. Your family, your work, and your favorite entertainment. We are also providing Flow Study free of charge so students can stay connected and up to date with their schoolwork. And because your safety is our highest priority, you can manage your account from the safety of your own home through the MyFlow app. We are here for you, keeping you connected.
And welcome back. The Grendon fact sheet is out. The second quarterly report specifically targeting substance abuse, looking mainly at alcohol, and its linkage to COVID-19 has been issued. The Grendon fact sheet is a publication of the National Drug Control Secretariat. It embarks on a public awareness campaign in March correlated COVID-19 and alcohol consumption. We get details on the content of the fact sheet in this report.
The Drug Control Secretariat is reiterating its advice firmly against the use of alcohol as a coping strategy for COVID-19 and the myth that alcohol consumption can prevent or cure the virus. The June edition of the Grendon fact sheet confirms that the Americas, inclusive of Grenada and the Caribbean, has the second highest rate of alcohol consumption in the world. More than half of the population, 51.1% in the Americas, with persons 15 to 19 years old taking up 38.2%, consumes alcohol. According to the fact sheet, the region is vulnerable for COVID-19 given the current state of the coronavirus pandemic in the Americas and the high rate of alcohol consumption.
We also know that the alcohol use and, of course, the coronavirus or COVID-19 is a very deadly combination, a very dangerous combination, because we know that alcohol-related problems can also result in the development of respiratory issues and, of course, later on pneumonia. And so if one develops COVID-19 or contracts the virus and, of course, consumes alcohol, well, then we know we are in for a very, very difficult health-related issue.
Drug Control Officer Dave Alexander, since March, had waved off the myth that consuming alcohol can prevent or cure the virus.
So consuming alcohol does not solve the problem of the coronavirus or COVID-19. Alcohol does not prevent or get rid of the coronavirus. That is if you ingest it.
People with alcohol use disorder, according to the fact sheet, are at greater risk of COVID-19, not only because of the impact of alcohol on their health. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
And staying with a health-related story, Minister for Agriculture Yolan Bain Horsford is urging members of the public to strive for a healthier lifestyle while consuming local and safe food. She's made the call in a speech to mark Nutrition Week 2020. The theme for this year's Nutrition Week is Live Smart, Play Your Part, Healthy Family, Healthy Living.
As we face the challenges brought on by the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic, the issue of food and nutrition security becomes a major concern for Grenada and many other countries. Amidst this challenge, we cannot ignore the harsh reality that a heavy reliance on imported foods can also compromise the quality of our food. Let us strive towards a healthy nation by feeding ourselves. We are called to grow what we eat and eat what we grow, thus preserving the health of our people and the wealth of our nation.
Great advice there from Grenada's Agriculture Minister. And now we're moving on to see what are captured behind the camera lenses. It's time for tonight's Eye Saw Compliments Clear Vision Eye Center.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISO.
Service and trendy brand name lifestyle products. We're changing the vision care landscape one customer at a time. Clear Vision Eye Center. People and technology coming together to help you see the world with a clearer vision.
Tonight's GBN ISO features video footage of a captured lionfish consuming a smaller fish. Lionfish are venomous marine fish. They prey mostly on small fish and invertebrates. The reporter behind the footage posted that despite being in a 5-gallon bucket for just about 24 hours, the lionfish showed no obvious signs of stress or discomfort. You can send in your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 and our other social media platforms.
Do you still have EC 1 and 2 cent coins? If you do, then you have until the end of this month, 30th June, to spend them, exchange, or deposit them at your commercial bank. After 30th June, you will not be able to use your 1 and 2 cents as they will no longer be legal tender. Find them, spend them, exchange or deposit them at your commercial bank. Act now and receive value for your 1 and 2 cent coins by 30th June.
Of our shareholders and members. Times are changing, and with the changing times comes a whole new way to do business. Our parents may have done their banking a different way. Communal's state-of-the-art online banking and international debit card allows members to do business with great ease. It's like literally having a branch in your very own hands. Need a loan? Apply online from the comfort of your own home anywhere in the world, and your request will be dealt with remotely. Want to transfer between your accounts or another shareholder? No wait time for transactions to update. Voila! Who needs receipts when you can receive them via e-statements on your mobile device and save the environment? Not a communal member? You can join our family today by applying online. At Communal, we see you working hard to ensure that you save, invest, and grow. Communal, join us today. This will be the best financial decision you have ever made. My name is Hollis, Mr. Killamap, and I endorse this message.
The Grenada Distillers Limited joins the government and people of Grenada, Carriacou and Petite Martinique in the fight against COVID-19. Only together we can beat this pandemic. As a corporate citizen, we have temporarily stopped the production of rum, and our focus has been on the production of a sanitizing solution to assist in the fight against this dreadful pandemic. We have commenced free distribution to the senior citizens' homes, children's homes, and other vital organizations around the country, and made this product available to you at supermarkets and pharmacies island-wide. We encourage you to please listen and obey the guidelines issued by our health authority and the Royal Grenada Police Force. Together, and only together, we can beat COVID-19.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
You know us, but we knew. You feel at home with every visit. An experienced team offering personalized courtier service and trendy brand name lifestyle products. We're changing the vision care landscape one customer at a time. Clear Vision Eye Center. People and technology coming together to help you see the world with a clearer vision.
Keeping an eye on the weather, this is GBN. We've got you covered.
The weather is expected to be partly cloudy and hazy with few light isolated showers. Tonight's minimum temperature 25 degrees Celsius. Wind east-northeasterly to easterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour. Seas moderate, waves up to 7 feet in open water. A small craft advisory is in effect. High tides at 8:21 p.m., low at 10:10 p.m. On Thursday, the weather is expected to be partly cloudy and hazy, becoming cloudy with light to moderate evening to nighttime showers. On Friday, the weather is expected to be partly cloudy and hazy with few light showers. And on Saturday, fair to partly cloudy and hazy.
Well, good evening, sporting fans. We start off this evening continuing looking at the story surrounding the noose, and now the FBI is saying no news. An FBI investigation has concluded that the noose found in NASCAR driver Bubba Wallace's garage on Sunday was actually a handle on a garage door and had been there since last year. It added that no federal crime was committed. Wallace, the sole full-time black driver in NASCAR, successfully pushed to ban the Confederate flag from races. NASCAR said it was thankful to learn that this was not an intentional racist act against Bubba. However, Wallace said the image he saw of what was hanging in his garage was not a garage pole. He told CNN it was a noose. Whether tied in 2019 or whatever, it was a noose. So it wasn't directed at me, but somebody tied a noose. That's what I'm saying, he said. In a joint statement, U.S. Attorney Jay Eaton and FBI Special Agent in charge of Johnny Chop Jr. said the FBI learned that garage number 4, where the noose was found, was assigned to Bubba Wallace last week. And moving ahead now, coming closer home, the news is out. Chris Gayle says due to personal reasons, he's out of the CPL this year. This and more as we join James Saunders for the sporting package.
Well, cricket takes the first swing, and it's a big one. As the St. Lucia Zooks, they are scrambling to find a replacement after hard-hitting opener Chris Gayle. He has opted out of the 2020 CPL, and that's just a day before the scheduled player draft. Well, according to reports, the self-proclaimed universe boss in an email to the St. Lucia Zooks indicated that because of the pandemic lockdown, he was unable to see his family and his young child who are in St. Kitts while he has been in Jamaica. Gayle said he needed a break and wanted to spend time with his young family. Sue Montplaisir of the Zooks explained that the franchise holders would be working hard to ensure that they get the right replacement for the universe boss, considered the best T20 batsman on the planet. Well, she said that the franchise would issue a full statement on the matter soon. The tournament this year, well, that is scheduled to take place right here in Trinidad and Tobago from August 18th to September 10th. All right, let's head across to England, where Craig Brathwaite and Shea Hope looked in good nick. Well, this as the Caribbean cricketers started a practice match among themselves at Old Trafford, and that's to prepare for their 3-game test series against England. Opting to bat, Craig Brathwaite's 11 made 275 all out on the opening day of the 3-day game, with Brathwaite scoring 84 while Shea Hope made 83. Alzari Joseph took 4 wickets, while local boy Shannon Gabriel continued to stake his claim for a pick, finishing with 3 wickets. At stumps, Windies assistant coach Roddy Estwick spoke about the opening day's play.
It was a productive day for the West Indies cricketers, who finally got to see some action between willow and leather, even if it was among themselves. Many have been worried about Craig Brathwaite and Shea Hope, wondering if the two are finished with Test cricket. But they both got scores in excess of 80 in the warm-up match, and assistant coach Roddy Estwick says it is quite pleasing.
Well, firstly, if they're going to be finished from Test cricket at age 26 and 27, we in the West Indies have to be really worried. They're now coming into their peak. So I'm not really surprised that they've had scores of 84 and 83. Obviously, they've been working very hard. You remember on the last tour to England in 2017, Craig got 100 and a 97, and Shea got back-to-back hundreds at least. So they're quite confident where the game is at the moment.
Shannon Gabriel, who was out of cricket for a while following ankle surgery, was able to shine with the wickets of John Campbell, Shamar Brooks and Shane Dowrich. Estwick is also delighted that the 32-year-old has been able to impress.
I was happy with the all-round game. Obviously, Shannon it was good to see him back, and anybody that saw Shannon run the 2K run we had before wouldn't be worried about Shannon's fitness. Obviously, he needed some miles in his legs from a bowling point of view. And he came up today, he got some overs in, he got 3 wickets for 32 runs. So he's done well. But at the end of the day, we're trying to peak for July 8th.
At one stage, Brathwaite's 11 were 224 for 3 before the last 7 wickets fell for 51 runs to be dismissed for 275. But Estwick isn't too worried about the batting collapse.
You've got to give credit to somebody like Alzari Joseph, who came back after tea and had a tremendous spell, ending up with 4 for 60. So, you know, for me, it was a good day's cricket. The bat dominated for the first 2 sessions, and the bowlers came into their own at the end of the day, and it was heartening to see the bowlers still running in hard at 5:30. So that's a good sign for us. You know, obviously, like I said before, Shea and Craig got some runs under the belt. You know, Roston got a start.
The assistant coach has also lauded keeper Joshua Da Silva, who took 4 catches behind the stumps, saying the young lad is hard-working and disciplined. Vinod Narwani, TV6 Sport.
And our probe around the globe begins in Barbados tonight, where we find that the Minister for Labour, Colin Jordan, has called on Barbadians to confront pervasive and systemic racism, which he said still exists in Barbados. During debate on a private member's resolution on Black Lives Matter in the House of Assembly, Jordan said he would not be silent on the issue. During the debate, which much attention was directed at the call for the removal of Lord Nelson's statue from National Hero Square, Jordan called for the erection of a Spitzer Museum in honor of Coffee. He was a slave rebellion leader from St. Peter. Jordan says erecting a monument in his honor will represent the struggle of Black people in Barbados against racism in all its forms and against slavery in all its forms. And now we will move to Trinidad and Tobago, where enough is enough. That's the cry coming from a group of protesters who gathered at Citygate in Port of Spain, wanting justice for 2-year-old Anaya McLeod. The toddler was shot along with her father, Stephen McLeod, on Friday night. Alicia Boucher has the details.
That was the call coming from the small group of protesters, all of them wearing white and hoping that the killer of toddler Anaya McLeod is brought to justice. Laura Ortiz, a Santa Cruz resident, didn't know the child or the family, but seeing the life snuffed out of the little girl who had barely lived, having just turned 2 years on June 1st, stirred her soul. She got wind of the protest on social media.
And I came out here to support this little girl, and I want justice. Amen. Because I have children, and I want justice for this little girl, because it's wrong. It's wrong for them to be doing that. It's wrong. God, a little child, that. It's wrong for them to do that. And you want justice. Justice. Justice we want.
Ortiz says the state of the country in relation to gun violence and homicides has become unbearable. She has a message for criminals, one echoed time and time again: put down the guns.
Help your brother, help your sister, don't take up no guns. Take the Bible and hold on to Jesus. That's the only justice they could get. Amen. Because when you kill a man, you ain't seen God's face. You gotta hold on to God, not on no guns. Put only guns.
Ishmael Taruba, a 20-year-old protester, left his home in Chaguanas to join the demonstration.
It's basically come here today. It's an against nonsense. I was going on in my country. It is hurting me because at the end of the day, it's even youths picking up the guns, and I am a young one. I am ashamed to see what my younger brothers and sisters are doing. Crime situation is totally out of hand, and I will even go so far as to call for the resignation of the Minister of National Security, Stuart Young, and ask the Prime Minister to do something about this nonsense.
Taruba, who is of Islamic faith, also has a message to young people in the Muslim community.
I call especially on my younger Muslim brothers and sisters of the country. Please educate yourself. Violence is not the answer. Educate yourself about our religion.
The protest was organized by Trinidad and Tobago Unity Power. TT-UP member Jean-Paul Cooper says what transpired is unacceptable.
What kind of madness is this? You understand? Who could watch a 2-year-old child and kill her and kill that child? That foolishness and our wickedness, we're not accepting that, and we want justice.
Alicia Boucher, TV6 News.
And moving further afield, a top U.S. infectious diseases expert has warned the next few weeks will be critical in controlling a disturbing surge in coronavirus cases. Dr. Anthony Fauci also testified in Congress that he and others had not been told to slow down testing, despite claims to the contrary by President Donald Trump. Al Jazeera's Rosalind Jordan reports from Washington, D.C.
Saturday night in Tulsa, no masks required. Donald Trump used his first campaign rally since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic to talk about a spike in cases in the South and the West.
When you do testing to that extent, you're going to find more people, you're going to find more cases. So I said to my people, slow the testing down, please.
And even though several Trump campaign workers and 2 Secret Service agents tested positive for COVID-19, the president stuck to his call while heading to his next campaign rally on Tuesday.
Mr. President, at that rally, when you said you asked your people to slow down testing, were you just kidding, or do you have a plan to slow down testing?
I don't kid. Let me just tell you, let me make it clear. We have got the greatest testing program anywhere in the world. We test better than anybody in the world. Our tests are the best in the world, and we have the most of them. By having more tests, we find more cases.
Less than an hour later on Capitol Hill, a hearing about the White House response. Members of Trump's coronavirus task force said there could be a viable vaccine by the end of this year, but they disagree with the president's view on testing.
I know for sure, but to my knowledge, none of us have ever been told to slow down on testing. That just is a fact. In fact, we will be doing more testing.
Dr. Anthony Fauci and his colleagues testified the pandemic is not over after 3 months of stay-at-home policies and now ongoing anti-racism protests. Fauci urged people to stay vigilant.
And as you wear a mask and you're in a situation where you're getting animated in a demonstration or in a rally or wherever you are, avoid as best as possible the urge to pull your mask down and shout.
More than 3 months into the public health crisis, and there's still a confusing message coming from the highest levels of the U.S. government. Rosalind Jordan, Al Jazeera, Washington.
And that takes us to the end of our probe around the globe. When we come back, a recap of the main points in tonight's news. Stay with us. Recapping the main points in the news this evening, proposed merger of nutmeg and cocoa associations receiving unfavorable feedback. Government says it's unfortunate that the draft legislation was leaked. Recent suicides in St. Patrick moved the Alliance of Evangelical Churches to stage an intervention. Man arrested for the brutal murder of Barbadian photojournalist and Guyanese maintenance worker. In sports, Chris Gayle opts out of CPL 2020. He cites personal and family reasons. And in around the globe, minister calls on Barbadians to confront pervasive and systemic racism. And just in case you missed any part of this newscast, just remember you can catch the repeat at 10 o'clock, and you can also catch up with us on the GBN social media platforms, including the YouTube channel and Facebook. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Odette Campbell saying, see you again tomorrow.